Get ready for the smackdown. Get ready for the smackdown. How you gonna react when you're put on your back now? 'Cause there's no turning back when you're facing the smackdown.
What's up, people? M.V.K here, coming to you again. Welcome to Section 5 of my fantasy fights. I hope you guys enjoyed Section 4, as always. Kick it off with the first fight of the section. And it's my fight, so I hope you guys enjoy this fight. And it pits some cool characters, wielders of powerful swords. One, Lionel, Lord of the Thundercats, versus the villainous Nightmare, wielder of Soul Edge. Yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to put these two characters together. Basically, it's pretty much a fight between the Sword of Omens and Soul Edge. And let's kick it off, shall we? We're going to start off with Lionel, Lord of the Thundercats. Now, remember, guys, I'm doing the original Lionel, not 2011 Lionel, not the younger version. As I said, Lionel, wielder of the powerful Sword of Omens. He is the Lord of the Thundercats. He was pretty much grown into a man physically, but mentally he wasn't. Meaning, so basically he was a man-child. So he learned a lot from his fellow Thundercats, how to survive, how to fight, all the skills it takes to be a great leader. And he learned well. He learned very well. And his skills have always been tested while defending the inhabitants of Third Earth against the forces of evil, like the mutants, or the lunatics, or Groon, or, of course, none other than the villainous Mumra. He has definitely earned his stripes as the true Lord of the Thundercats, and he's gone from being a novice to wielding the Sword of Omens to being quite possibly a very good master. And the sword has definitely been by his side and has always helped Lionel over time, but not just the sword, of course, his allies in terms of the other Thundercats. But of course that sword has always been by his side. Whenever he needs it, it's by his side. It's a very powerful sword. It gives him sight beyond sight, and it's able to shoot energy rays out of its blade, or it always comes to him when Lionel needs it. If he says, "Sword of Omens, come to my hand," it'll come to him. It has gotten Lionel out of a lot of dire situations as well. But Lionel is no slouch when it comes to fighting hand to hand as well. He's learned from one of the best, Panthro. Panthro taught him well how to fight in unarmed combat. He's definitely one hell of a leader. Let's Lionel, people. So, yes. So we move on to Nightmare. Okay. Oh boy, let's talk about Nightmare. So Nightmare was he first debuted in Soul Edge. He was the ending of Siegfried's, when Siegfried was still a young boy. In his ending, Siegfried picks up Soul Edge and becomes Nightmare. Nightmare in the beginning was red. He was just a big red knight. But later on, it changed. They really decided to redesign Nightmare, and I mean, he just looks like the embodiment of evil, of hell, Satan, however you want to call it. He's got that big, ugly, grotesque hand. You can't really see his face, just those glowing red, orange eyes. He wields the powerful sword, evil sword known as Soul Edge, which pretty much corrupts anybody that whoever holds it. But later on, they changed it. They basically said that Siegfried was able to resist Soul Edge, and he was freed of the curse. And Soul Edge pretty much recreated Nightmare as its own entity, and it pretty much went around causing destruction all over the Soul Calibur universe. And pretty much Nightmare has been in clashes with Siegfried, who wields the good sword, Soul Calibur. But with Soul Edge, Nightmare is a force to be reckoned with. He is definitely a scary individual when it comes to battling this guy, because this, in terms of just that sword, Soul Edge is just a very powerful sword, and it has caused massive destruction over anybody who comes into conflict with it. Nightmare has been able to wield it with almost ease, as well as use that gross and decrepit looking hand of his as a weapon as well. I mean, I've seen he's punched people with that disgusting hand. I mean, he's just the embodiment of evil, and you do not want to imagine seeing this guy chasing you. That's a scary thought, don't you think, people? Gives me the creeps just thinking about it. But in terms of a battle, guys, we have one wielder, Lionel, who has a very powerful sword of his own, and we got Nightmare with Soul Edge. Both swords are very powerful in their own respective, and it takes a great warrior to wield these swords. Very much. And this is going to be a test for both characters, because Lionel has facing powerful swords before him in the Sword of Omens with a mishap from the Thunder Cutter from his good friend Hachiman. You know, Thunder Cutter is a very powerful sword, and of course, when Mum-Ra made his own sword, the Sword of Plundar, which was another powerful sword. Hell, the Sword of Omens is even going up against Excalibur. But this time, Lionel will be facing a powerful sword like no other. Soul Edge, which is pretty much alive and is pretty much alive. But Nightmare has to deal with Lionel as well. And it's all about skill, people. And in my opinion, it's going to be one hell of a fight. But you guys tell me who you think would win in this fight. Lionel or Nightmare? And as always, this is Mount Vernon Kid saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real, guys. You know the slogan, battle on.